Virtual Spanish Travel Show presents an opportunity to brainstorm on rebuilding confidence in the market.
Good morning, friends. It's a pleasure to have all of you here today. We all know what is happening in the world today. The COVID virus has created quite a pandemic all over the world. Like I call it, it is like a world war where it is spread all over the world and the whole world is trying to save its nationals. And that's what basically is happening with the whole pandemic. Having said this, we also are trying to see how we can recover fast and get back into business because tourism has taken the biggest hit. The airlines, the hotels, the destinations, the travel agencies, you talk about anything and tourism has taken the biggest hit of all. So what we are doing today is going to be, we have invited some of the sharpest minds in the industry from Spain, and we are requesting them to to tell us what they're doing about promoting their destination. I wish I could ask them to look into their crystal balls and tell us when this will be over. But rather than that, what we are doing is we are going to request them to tell us what is happening with them. So this is a virtual show. So I would like to welcome all of you to the first edition of the Virtual Spanish Travel Show. This show is to connect you with the travel partners and the new business ties. Just because we have not been in touch with everybody in the last 6-7 months, it does not mean the business is not there. The business will start as soon as the vaccine comes out because we are seeing a light at the end of the tunnel. So that is the good part about the whole thing. Today, I'm joined by the tourism partners as they will discuss and they will need to undertake the confidence. They will tell us what is the confidence building activities for the trade they are doing in the Indian market. This in turn can assure the Indian clients that Spain is a safe destination in every possible way. So it's to build confidence and to tell all of you, my friends and clients from India, that that Spain is a total safe destination, and you can send your clients over there. So to begin with, let's talk to all these four sharpest minds we have today. And I'm going to request them one by one to introduce themselves and to give us an opening statement of what they think they are particularly doing. I will start with Susanna Norigia. So, Susanna, over to you.
Good morning. Thank you very much for inviting me. Thank you to Spain for inviting me to this very interesting forum that we have today. My name, as I have already been introduced, is Susana Noriega. I am a technician for the regional government of Ministry of Culture and Tourism of Castilla y León. And my objective, my aim today is to place our region in the map because the offer that we have is excellent as regards cultural heritage, nature and gastronomy. And we are adopting every measure to guarantee the safety of our Indian tourists. We have a brand, a seal, which is a Trust Tourism seal that we have adopted against the COVID. And our lodges, the Royal Houses, has also another brand, which is the Natural Brand Quality Seal. And that's all. We will keep on talking later on.
Thank you, Susanna. That was your nice starting comments. And now, friends, I will move on to the next person. That is Belen Perez Gascon. Over to you, Belen. Let's hear your point of view and your starting comments.
Thank you so much. Yes, my name is Belen. As you already introduced, I am responsible for emerging markets and air connectivity and premium experiences. The Coastal Salt Tourism Board has been working in the Indian market for already almost like 10 years, always in partnership with Turismo Andaluz, the Andalusian regional government, and also Tour España, the Spanish Tourism Board. We are really excited to be here today. We believe this is a very good opportunity to refresh and to update um, um, the how important is the Costa del Sol as a tourist destination within Spain for the Indian market.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. That was just perfect. And now I move on. Friends, I'm going to move on to Carmen Pita. Carmen, can you introduce yourself and your starting comments, please?
Hello, this is Carmen Pita. I'm the promotion director of the Galicia government's tourism board, and I want to tell you that Galicia is home of the Camino de Santiago, of the Way of St. James, and that next year will be very important for us. And it will be a jubilee year, and we will have many different events, and I want to tell you that walking the Camino de Santiago is a very safe experience, as it consists in walking through a medieval spiritual route, mostly on your own or in small groups.
Wonderful. Thank you. I think that'll be wonderful. The small groups part, I think, was interesting. So we look at that. Okay, friends. Now moving on. My last, but the only men between the three women over here is Miguel Angel Perez. Miguel, if you introduce yourself and your starting comments, please. Wonderful.
Hello, my name is Miguel from Valencia. I am the brand manager here in Visit Valencia, a Mediterranean city, a vibrant avant-garde city destination where people can enjoy many different cultural gastronomy and very important for the Indians, shopping also activities. We are preparing ourselves during these months to get back tourists as soon as the pandemic is over, which we all expect very soon in the coming 2021. We are implementing a lot of procedures, the same as the rest of Spain, so that we can tell you that Spain is going to be a safe destination. In fact, at this moment, from the cases of COVID, less than 5% is related to tourism or gastronomy activities. Most of the cases, at least in Spain, are related to social activities. People having lunch or dinner with friends at home and relax, taking away the mask, etc. But related to going to a museum, not related to shopping, or not related to going to restaurants. We are for the moment celebrating a restaurant week in Valencia with over 60 restaurants and more than 6,000 people involved in these lunches and dinner, and no cases of it are related about these activities.
Thank you, Miguel. That was actually spot on. I think most of the countries, including India, we have the same problem because people are now tired of sitting in their houses for too long, and they're all getting out. Okay, friends, I'm going to ask you some specific questions one by one, and but if there is anything urgent, important, which is happening in that particular question, you're welcome to ask and chip in and give your comments on that. That will be wonderful. So my first question I will really start with is Susanna. I'm going to come to you first, and my first question to you would be: we know what's happening globally, and you know what's happening with Spain and everything. My real question would be: how safe? Obviously, that's the first question. How safe is your region? And tell us some of the on-ground measures that are being undertaken. So that's what we really like to hear from you.
Yeah, well, first of all, say that our region, enjoys cities which are smaller size. They are not like big cities, so it's very easy to. It's not needed to transport within the city to every place in the city, and we have cities that are World Heritage Site cities recognized by the UNESCO, such as Salamanca, Segovia, and Avila, which are very easy, very accessible. As I am saying, you can walk easily from one place to the other. And they have within very easy reach also the natural spaces. We have more than 30 protected natural areas. So that is a way also of attraction of tourism right now for Castilla y León. We are leaders in rural tourism. We have a quality brand, which are the royal houses for the lodgings in rural tourism, that right now have also a quality seal, which is the natural brand quality seal that guarantees also that safety concerning the COVID situation, because they are within the reach of natural areas and they are placed in historical buildings. Concerning specifically the measures that we are adopting, we have launched the Trust Tourism Seal, specifically in our region. All the tourism sector can voluntarily and free of charge adhere to this Trust Tourism Seal. And it is precisely the objective is to reinforce the image of Castilla y León as a safe, healthy, and sustainable tourist destination. This seal will certify that the establishment or tourist activity complies with the recommendation established by the Ministry of Industry, Commerce and Tourism, and it is being requested by all the tourism sector, tourist accommodation, hostels, rural accommodation, restaurants, bars, travel agencies, active tourism, and even guides, tourist guides. So I think in this sense, we are working hardly for all of them to comply with these recommendations to the adoption of the seal, the Trust Seal, the Trust Tourism Seal. On the other hand, we are working on the education and the formation of the tourism industry. We have developed several webinars in which we inform them of the regulation and of the how to adhere to this Trust Tourism Seal, and what are the measures that they have to adopt to be in the best place possible in this safety situation.
Susanna, I want to ask you one question here. When you talk about the trust or the quality or the tourism trust seal, two questions. One, this is given by the government, one. And second thing, is it given by the government? And the second question with it is that, is this also given to the DMCs for their cars, for their buses, for the restaurants, for the hotels?
Yeah, it is given to restaurants, to hotels, to DMCs, because it is given to agencies in general in the region. And as I am saying, it is also given to the guides and tourist offices. So yeah, and it is requested, they request to us, I mean, the adoption of the quality of this trust seal is voluntarily, but once they adopt it, they are assuming that they are adopting the regulations that are recommended by the Ministry of Tourism and of Industry, Commerce and Tourism.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll come back to you later. Now I'm going to move on. I'm going to move on to Balin. Balin, my question to you would be, keeping in mind the rising concerns about the safety and everything, which you heard about the seals and the safety certification. The point over here is a lot of people now do not want to travel to cities and don't want to be seen in people where a lot of people are there. So my point is, what kind of a new areas or new destination and experiences can be offered to the traveler now? Keeping, like, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to tell them to go out into the interiors, go out and stay in bungalows and small hotels? What's happening? What are you doing on that sphere? If you can share your thoughts on that.
Well, as I was saying, it is
Suzanne, that's for Belen.
Okay.
Sorry. Belen,
Sorry.
Belen, you're muted. You need to unmute yourself.
Sorry. My apologies. Yes, it's completely. We agree that safety and health is the objective number one in any tourist destination nowadays. As far as the coastal zone, Malaga, Marbella, and Andalusia in general is concerned, where we really enjoy the situation now. From now will not be that different from before, because we really enjoy a great weather, a very mild temperature, almost 365 days of sunny days along the year, together with the green areas and the open areas that obviously will make things much easier, of course, for our clients. So that means that they will have the opportunity to enjoy our culture, to enjoy our gastronomy, to enjoy our traditions, to be the gate of Andalusia and the rest of Andalusia, the rest of the cities like Sevilla, Granada, Cordoba, in a very safety environment.
What about small towns? Are you trying to, or maybe a small village? Are you also trying to promote them in some way so that people can go there?
Absolutely. Actually, is one of the most attractive experiences when you come to Andalusia in general, but also to Malaga, Costa del Sol. We have like 103 different villages in the whole province of Malaga, where you can really be in contact with the local people, with the authenticity, with the it's something like coming back to the origins, you know. So this is the whole story about discovering the inland part of Malaga, Costa del Sol.
So you will have maybe some itineraries which are built there and where you can stay there and all that. So that will be available for the Indian travel trade.
Yes, absolutely. The inland part of Malaga, Costa del Sol is even much, well, I would say is richer than the coast. The coast is probably most well known, but the inland part of the province of Malaga, places like Ronda, which is a place full of history and traditions and extraordinary wine production. Uh, Places like El Caminito del Rey, which is one of the the biggest attractions nowadays in Andalusia. It's a walking path that you do with fantastic views, right in the heart of nature. So this is just a couple of examples, because we do have Antequera, the eastern side of the coastal Sol, with villages like Frigiliana, very close to Nerja. As I said, Ronda, Antequera, so famous for the wine olive oil production, where you can be part of different experiences related to the production of olive oil. So many different experiences that you can be enjoying with the local people from the area interact with our culture and be part of our culture.
Fair enough. Thank you. I'm going to move on now. I'm going to come to you, Carmen. Carmen, my question to you is: you heard about we heard about the certifications, or we heard about the seal. We have heard about what the new destinations are being done. My question to you now would be, specifically in your case, would be: what are you doing to build the confidence among the travelers, in terms of the travel trade, the consumers? What are you telling them so that they feel that yes, it is confident and we can travel to Spain or come to your region and be there? So what are the initiatives you have taken to build this confidence?
Galicia is one of the safest regions in Spain. We have been one of the regions with fewer cases during this pandemic, and we continue to be one of the safest regions. We are a safe region with top medical facilities. We treat all of our population, and we are also safe for the scarce number of crimes and thefts committed in our area. During this pandemic that we hope will end soon, we have been and continue to be one of the regions in Spain with fewer cases of coronavirus, and we continue to be one of the regions in Spain with fewer cases. We work in safety together with our sector, and well, we hope this will end up very, very soon.
No, I agree with you total. But now I would like to say that obviously what you're telling me today is not something which is known to maybe some of the travel agents and tour operators in India. So what are you doing to reach out to them or to build their confidence so that they in turn can talk to their customers and tell them and show them that, look, this is a safe destination and you should be going here? So what are we doing about that?
Our model is based on quality. On our service, we work together with the sector in quality and in the education. And this is the only way to provide safety, to work with our sector and to provide them, well, education, and to provide them financial support to meet the health measures they have to put on.
Okay, I will come back now. I'll move on at the moment. So I'm going to come to you, Miguel. Miguel, my question, which is very evident, would be: what are the strategies, what you're doing to apply to build that trust and for people to come to your destination? Because please understand one thing, that every tourism board, for example, in India, we have something like about 65 or 70 tourism boards who have offices there. So everybody is saying that we are safe and we are a good destination. So my point to you is, what are your strategies? What are the aims? And how are you trying to?
There are a few important strategies for us at the moment. One important one is sustainability. And we've been the first city in the world measuring the carbon footprint, and now implementing measures in the next years to reduce this footprint. As example, Valencia is one of the cities in Spain and in Europe with more cycle lines, so that people is using less amount of cars, for example, no? And that's making a difference in the city. When people comes here and visits the city, it is much more friendly and comfortable, and definitely less noisy than in Mumbai or in Delhi. Second, very important is strategy. We are looking for tourists coming with special interests. We are working a lot on different product strategies. We have a convention bureau focused in mice. We have a sports product that promotes a lot of sports event in Valencia, like for example the marathon or MotoGP, or we have the biggest basketball facilities in Europe with 10 courts, football, etc. Then we have a gastronomy product, we have a shopping product. For example, our shopping product is focusing a lot on the handmade and artisan products from Valencia. Gastronomy is focusing as well a lot on the unique things from the city, like for example paella, so people can come to Valencia and learn how to make a paella, which is the most international dish from Spain. And the third thing that our third important strategy is being much more digital, digital marketing. And we are investing a lot on our website, visitvalencia.com, but then we are creating also another new web, which is uniquevalencia.com, with new experiences, and developing also a lot social media on the different platforms, and also a new customer relationships management system that will help us to be in contact much more fluently with all the trade, especially.
Okay, I wanted to ask you one more thing, which I would like to add to that, Miguel. Let's presume that everything is all right, but suppose a customer or a traveler comes to your destination and he needs to be quarantined. Then what happens? Would you help him with that, or would you do that, or how does this work?
We have in the not just in the city of Valencia, in the region of Valencia, and I think they also do in other regions from Spain. We have different hotels where the tourists will be accommodated for free as long as they need to stay in this quarantine. To be honest, during this time, we did not have to use them that much, because there were not so many cases between tourists, but we have this prepared just in case.
All right, thank you.
Sorry,
sorry, you need to unmute yourself. You're muted, Miguel.
Okay. As mentioned before, there are really very few cases related to tourism for COVID.
Okay. I hope there will be no more cases.
Excuse me, Dan, you should be answering that question, as you are the representative of Tour Spain. This is a government matter. We in Spain, we are one country, although we are speaking of our regions, but that's a strategy of the government in Spain. So you are the government, the Spanish government, there in that meeting.
Yeah, true. My question to you, because I was coming to you with that, so now that you're unmuted, I want to continue with that. What are you doing in your terms to engage with the travel trade in India or the Indian subcontinent? What are the activities or initiatives you have done at the moment to make sure that they know about your region and they send tourists to Spain? What are you planning to do for that? Carmel.
Sorry, I can't hear you. Please pass the question to other people, because they are doing something with the with my computer now. Sorry.
All right, I'll come back.
We, for example, we are planning. You are talking obviously for these coming months, no?
Right.
Obviously, we hope that borders will be open, and we will be more or less ready to be by September, probably October. Well, I don't know what the rest of the people think, but this is the news that we have here. So what are we going to do from now till people are allowed, obviously, to travel and to come to Spain? We will be participating, obviously, in webinars, doing training, education for travel agents, and also wedding planners, as this niche is quite important, at least for Malaga, Coastal Sol, Marbella area, and in Andalusia, generally speaking. So a lot of we will be focusing on education and training, communication, of course, working with bloggers, celebrities, and also everything will be done obviously in partnership with Tour España, with the Spanish Tourism Board based in India. And basically, really a lot of communication and a lot of training and education, and also working here and getting ready, working as well on some social media and campaigns in India. So, and then really looking forward to welcome Indian guests and travelers to Spain.
Spot on. I think you're absolutely you answered the question to the T. Thank you so much, Belen. That was just wonderful. May I ask you one more question? You talked about quarter 3 when you expect that the whole market should open up, but a lot of people are expecting quarter 2. That means July, August. Do you think Spain will open up by that time?
Well, to be honest, this is something that is not obviously in our area of responsibility. This is something that depends on Spain, on the Spanish government, and obviously it will depend on how the pandemic will develop and how things will develop. But in order to be quite realistic, we could think about those dates. Talking about um, Indian market, of course, if we talk about other markets, things will be hopefully much different.
I agree. I leave that to you totally. Carmel, can you hear me now, or shall I?
Yes, I can now.
My question to you is now would be, what are you doing in terms of mice? Mice is a big movement. A lot of Indians do use mice in dealer conferences and travel. Are you doing something special for them? And do you think you are ready to welcome them in 2021, or will it go to 2022? Your thoughts?
We hope that 2021 will be a good year for the mice sector, because well, when everything ends up, we will be ready to welcome people in all conferences, and well, we are ready, really. Medically, we are really, our establishments are ready. We are ready to welcome everyone, and we are not we are still working with the sector, and we are working to attract and to be home of conferences and the meetings, and so when this pandemic ends, hopefully very soon, as Belen says, I hope that sooner than Belen says, well, we are ready to welcome you, Indians.
Oh, that'd be wonderful. In fact, I was speaking to some of the Indian agents, and they all were hoping that quarter 2 would be the right time when Indians will be allowed to travel overseas. Anyway, let's keep our fingers crossed. Now I'm going to come to you now, basically, Susanna. It's a little different question I'm asking you. You need to be, you can be honest or whatever you look at. Keeping in mind the crisis which has happened at the moment, the hotels are in trouble, the airlines are in trouble, the travel agencies have been in trouble. Do you think that the prices of packages, of hotels, of airlines, would you think so they'll come down, or you think that they will remain the way they are, or they may go up? What's your thoughts on that? I'm talking over here about the Spanish market. You need to unmute yourself. Sorry, Susanna, you are muted. Yes.
Sorry for that. Well, I think that the prices will remain. I mean, sooner or later, the crisis for the pandemic will end, but the quality of the establishments will remain, and that quality has to be paid. Precisely in Castilla y León, and concerning the quality, and you were talking before about mice, we have very special venues, we have very special spaces, lodgings that are unique. We have 12th century monasteries. You can organize your wedding in a 15th century castle, that because Castilla y León is very rich in castles, that also our name Castilla y León, related with history, with the medieval times. So we have more than 300 castles. You can organize your wedding in a castle or any other event on a 12th century monastery, and that has got to be paid. I mean, if you are looking for quality and if you are looking for a special experience, that has to be paid to get the service that you deserve. So I think the pandemic doesn't have to do with the prices. At the end, the pandemic will go away, hopefully, and all those special resources and all those special lodgings will be there for you to attend you with all the safety regulations and recommendations of the ministry. And they are already there to meet your expectations because they have adopted all the regulations. So I'm sure that right now we are ready, even now, to adopt every to introduce an event or any tourist.
Susanna, sorry, let me repeat. I understand we are not talking about the, I understand quality is very important, but see now, most of these hotels and most of these castles and all that would have to be extra sanitized. They will have to spend more on cleaning and all that. So that's an extra expense. People will not be able to travel in buses, a full load of bus. They will be maybe half the bus they can use, or in a car, limousine, they can only be two people or whatever. So my point is, will all this help? Would it mean increase in pricing because you're cleaning it and you're sanitizing it, or will the prices remain the same? That's what I meant.
Yeah, well, as I was saying, they have to maintain their prices to survive anyway. But from the government, we are adopting also help for this tourism sector. So right now we are adopting help, financial help for them that they can require to the government. So that is the way. So in a way, we are trying to balance the loss that they are suffering right now, and well, to help them to overcome this situation.
Okay, fair enough. Point taken. Now I'm going to come to each one of you for your closing remarks, and Miguel, I'm going to come to you first. So what would you like to mention as your closing remark, and what your expectations would be from the Indian market? In fact, this is the same question for all of you.
Well, from the Indian market, we expect that as soon as they can fly to Spain again, hopefully this second term next year or third term next year, whenever it is, in their visit to Spain, that has a lot of beautiful cities and regions to offer. They include Valencia, which is a very attractive destination with a vibrant agenda, with a nice gastronomy, a huge cultural offer, open spaces, good weather, over 330 sunny days. This year is also, until next October, is the Jubilee year for the Holy Grail, the one that Jesus Christ was using 2,000 years ago. It's in the Valencia Cathedral to be visited. In the year 2022, Valencia will be the world design capital. So there are going to be a lot of events also related to this world design capital, and many other attractions that I hope Indians can enjoy very soon. Of course, with a nice paella. Do not forget that here is the home of paella, this great rice dish that people can learn also how to cook. So from Valencia, best regards for the end of this hopeful 2020. But we are all sure, especially the ones who work in tourism, that 2021 is going to be definitely a much better year. And anything you need, do not hesitate to contact the Spanish Tourist Office, and they can give you all our details. We are at your entire disposal.
Wonderful. Miguel, I could agree more with you what you mentioned. I agree. Now, for final words, Carmen, can you give your final words? What you like to say, your closing remarks? Carmen, you need to unmute yourself first.
Sorry. Galicia is nature, gastronomy, and wines, wellness, nautical tourism, and of course, the Camino de Santiago. In our region, you can live as a local. And what is more important, you will be treated by everyone as a local. This is a happy, altogether safe and friendly region. I will recommend you to walk the Camino de Santiago next year because it will be a jubilee year after 10 years. You are welcome, everyone, to come to Galicia to enjoy our food, our history, and the whole experience.
Wonderful. I think that's tempting enough for everybody to come. Susanna, I'm going to give you talk to you. What would you have to say? Your closing comments. Belan, I haven't forgotten you. I'm coming to you after this. Suzanne, you need to unmute yourself, please. Suzanne, you need to unmute yourself. Susanna?
I was saying that don't worry, I'm here. I'm here watching and listening.
No, I'm going to come to you, giving you the last word. Susanna, over to you.
Okay, well, we are already ready to welcome all the Indian tourism. We are already welcoming you because I don't know whether you know it, but the headquarters of the House of India are in Valladolid. So we know well your likes, and we are very interested in all the initiatives and are welcoming all the initiatives that come from the House of India. That is in our region, and is the House of India in Spain, the official one. And well, we are ready for you to give you the best welcome. We are living in World Heritage Sites recognized by the UNESCO. We have super cities that are safe to visit. We have also the Pilgrim's Way to Santiago, nearly 400 kilometers of the Pilgrim's Way to Santiago go to the north of the region. We are very rich in gastronomy and natural open spaces. We have more than 30 protected natural areas. So I think that is the perfect combination between cultural heritage, natural open spaces, a gastronomy that has more than 50 quality designations of origin, among them vegetables, legumes, fruits, meats. I mean, we are waiting for you to enjoy all our offer in Castilla y León, and know also the castles, because we are called Castilla y León because of our super castles. Thank you very much for inviting us.
Thank you so much. Belan, I haven't forgotten you. I'm giving you the last word. So among all the four of us, you get your last word. Over to you, your closing remarks.
Well, I think Spain in general, Spain as a country is an extraordinary country. Whatever we talk, the north of Spain, the south of Spain, Valencia, Castilla, Leon, all the anywhere, let's put it that way, anywhere in Spain is a great experience. I know for sure that the Indians travelers are really looking forward to coming back to Spain, because here in Spain they really experience the great gastronomy, the culture. We have a lot of things in common: the music, the culture, and whatever it comes from the north or the south, it will be a great opportunity for them to savor and taste Spain. If I have to say something different from Costa del Sol, as for the rest, probably of or the added value, let's put it that way, the added value of Malaga, Costa del Sol, is definitely our lifestyle, our quality of life, and also the way we share things with people.
Wonderful. I think absolutely fine. And friends, those who are hearing me in India, you just heard some of the best minds tell you about what is there to Spain and what you need to go. So they indirectly have told us go east or west. Spain is the best in its own way. So let's hear them, talk to them, and please do send your tourists to Spain. And that's what we're looking forward to, including at this time when the world is actually don't know what to do. They are here through this virtual program to with you and talking to you and discussing. That just shows how serious they are. And all of you, thank you very much. It was a pleasure having you today and listening to you. And I believe there's a big future for India and Spain, and we will be there with big numbers. Thank you very much, and a
Th-
namaste.
Thank you to you. Bye bye. Bye
You
bye. Have a lovely day. Bye.
the best. Bye bye.